There is some network problem. So if you observe this full wave rectifier, so we will connect the filter at the output of this rectifier output. Okay, so this is the capacitor filter, this is the load. So for this full wave rectifier, the diodes will be conducts. So D1 will be conducts when the input is positive off cycle. So D2 will be conducts when the input is negative off cycle. Okay, so if we consider the output is from 0 to pi. Okay, 0 to pi we have the pulsating AC. This is the pulsating AC. This is the pulsating AC. Okay, so by applying the output of the rectifier to the filter circuit, so this is the input. Okay, so input is increasing, the capacitor is also increases. That is voltage across the capacitor is charges. ఇక్కడ ఇన్పుట్ వోల్టేజ్ పెరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. పాజిటివ్లో ఇక్కడ మనకి ఇన్పుట్ వోల్టేజ్ పాజిటివ్ అయినప్పుడు డయోడ్ D1 కండక్ట్ అవుతుంది. డయోడ్ D1 కండక్ట్ అవడం వల్ల కరెంట్ అనేది దీని ద్వారా ఫ్లో అవుతున్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, కరెంట్ అనేది దీని ద్వారా ఇక్కడ ఇలా వచ్చి కెపాసిటర్ ఛార్జ్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. సో కెపాసిటర్ ఛార్జ్ అవుతున్నప్పుడు కెపాసిటర్ మెల్లగా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, వోల్టేజ్ అక్రాస్ ద కెపాసిటర్ వోల్టేజ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఇంక్రీజ్ ఛార్జ్డ్ వోల్టేజ్ అప్ టు ఏ పాయింట్ వరకు ఛార్జ్ అవుతుంది. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఏమవుతుంది, ఇన్పుట్ వోల్టేజ్ తగ్గిపోతుంది. ఇన్పుట్ వోల్టేజ్ తగ్గిపోతుంది ఇలా. సో తగ్గిపోతున్నప్పుడు ఏమైంది, మళ్ళీ కెపాసిటర్ డిశ్చార్జ్ అవుతుంది. ఇట్ విల్ బి చార్జెస్ ఇన్ దిస్ డైరెక్షన్ అండ్ డిశ్చార్జ్ ఇన్ ద రివర్స్ డైరెక్షన్. So capacitor will be charges in this direction. Okay, so with that it will get the plus and minus. So when the input voltage is decreasing, so then this diode will be reverse bias. Okay, so at that moment the capacitor discharges the voltage and the current will be flows in this way. So due to that the current will flow through this, we will get the output voltage EDC. So that is the EDC. This is the discharging of the capacitor. So it will discharges very slowly, charges very fastly. Okay, when it will discharges, okay, and again the input voltage, positive voltage will be increases. For the negative of the input voltage, D2 will be conducts, and for that again we will get the positive potential. We will get the positive output from the rectifier. So again the input will be increases. It will be increases until maximum value. So when the input voltage of this rectifier will be reaches the capacitor voltage and exceeding the capacitor voltage, again the capacitor will be charges. So the capacitor will be charges until the maximum value of the input value. So when it will reaches the maximum value and the input voltage again decreases. So when it decreases, the capacitor will be discharges, charges and discharges. So like this the process will be completes. So until it will be, now the waveform is looking like this. So previously it is pulsating AC, now it is like this form of the waveform will get. So that is it is the shape of the waveform. So this is the it is also having it is not also ideally speaking it is not a pure DC. It is also having small values. If you can increase the capacitor values, we can get a smooth DC waveform. So it is also having pulsating, some sort of pulsating, but the amplitude point of view when compared to pulsating AC to pure DC, it is having less amplitudes. Okay, so it will be considerable for DC purpose. For ideally it is not pure DC. So here we have to derive the ripple factor for capacitor input filter. So what we are seeing in the previous case, so by applying of the centered up flow rectifier, so this is the same for the bridge rectifier also. We can draw the bridge rectifier. So this is the centered up flow rectifier with the capacitor filter. If they ask about that bridge rectifier with filter rectifier, filter capacitor filter, then we can write in place of these two diodes, we can write the bridge rectifier. So in this rectifier place, you can replace the bridge rectifier and connect this filter and are same as this, like this. Okay, this is the bridge rectifier with the capacitor filter. Like that, we can write the answer. So if they are asked about center tap full wave rectifier with filter capacitor filter, like this, you can write. Okay. So for this, in place of full wave rectifier, whether it is center tap or bridge rectifier, this is the capacitor filter input filter, capacitor input filter derivation is the same. So consider the waveform for full wave rectifier using the capacitor input filter. So we will get the output waveform like this. Okay, output voltage is the darker line is the output waveform of the capacitor input filter. So if you observe this, T is the time period of the AC input voltage. T is the time period of AC input voltage. Input voltage what we are applied, that is the total time T. And T by 2. T by 2 is the half of the input period. So sine wave signal will apply. So the entire time period is the T. And here we will get the only half of the time period. Okay, half of the time period. That is T by 2. And T1 is the time for which diode is conducting. So this is the T1 is the time during which the diode will conducts. And T2 is the time for which diode is non-conducting. Non-conducting. Okay. So this is the time period T2 during which diode does not conduct. And T1 is this is the time period during which the diode will be conducts. Whether it is bridge rectifier diodes or center tap full wave rectifier. Bridge rectifier is also full wave rectifier. It is one type of the full wave rectifier. Okay. So this is the waveform what we are observed in the previous one. So the output of the capacitor filter will be looks like this. It will be looks like this. So it's like a triangular wave. So during time T1, capacitor gets charged and this process is quick. During T2, the capacitor discharges. This process is slow. Discharges through RL. As time constant, RLC is very large because the RL is load resistance. If the load resistance is very high, then discharging time will be decreases. Discharging time will be increases, and due to that, it will be discharges slowly. It will be discharged slowly. We will get the pure DC. We will get the pure DC. And generally T2 is very greater than T1. Let VR be the peak to peak value of the ripple voltage. VR is the peak to peak value of the ripple voltage, and which is assumed to be triangular. So we are assuming that the obtained waveform is like a triangular waveform. Okay, so it is known mathematically that the RMS value of the triangular waveform, what we observed, assumed that triangular waveform, the output of the capacitor is a triangular waveform. We are assuming that it is just like look like that only. So that's why we are considering as a triangular waveform, and the RMS value of the triangular waveform is VR by 2 root 3. So where VR is the peak to peak value of the triangular waveform. So during the time interval T2, the capacitor C is discharging through the load resistance RL. The charge lost is so during T2, the capacitor is discharging. T2 period, the capacitor is discharging. So at that moment, the capacitor discharges means it's losing its charge. So that losing charge or charge lost is obtained as Q is equals to C into VR. Q is equals to CV. General form it is Q is equals to CV. So here V is the ripple voltage peak to peak value. But I is equals to dQ by dt. So I is nothing but the rate of change of the charge. Okay. So with this, we can find out the Q is equals to integral of I dt from 0 to T2. So from the limits 0 to T2, that is the time period, T2 time period. So that's why we are considering 0 to T2, and I is the input current I, and that is equals to I is equals to Q is equals to I into dt. So by integrating this one, we will get I is nothing but IDC here, and the limits are t to 1. Time is the t. And with respect to t, you can get the t to minus 0, that is t2. Okay. So as integration gives average or BC value. Okay. So hence IDC into t2 is equals to c into VR. So this is the q value. This is the q value with respect to integration will get, and general q value. Okay, q is equals to here. When compared to these two, you will get IDC into T2 is equals to C into VR. C into VR. And from this VR is equals to IDC into T2 by C. Now T1 plus T2 is equals to T by 2. So because in this period, so for this triangle, T1 plus T2 is equals to T by 2 is considered T by 2 is equals to T1 plus T2. So normally T2 is greater than or equal to T1. Okay, and T1 plus T2 is equals to T2. Okay, by assuming that T2 is when compared to T1, T2 is very, very greater than, that's why we are neglecting the T1. So T1 plus T2, from this, we are neglecting the T2 for T1. So that's why T2 is equals to T by 2. T2 is equals to T by 2, where T is equals to 1 by F. All of you know that the time period T is inverse of the frequency 1 by F. 1 by F. Okay. So whereas VR is equals to IDC by C. So in the place of T2, substitute this T2 value. T2 substitute T by 2. So T2 place of you substitute T by 2. And whereas T is equals to 1 by F, and substitute T value 1 by F. Yeah. So in place of T, substitute 1 by F. That is obtained as IDC by 2 FC. But IDC is equals to EDC by RL. So normal average current or DC current is equals to the EDC by RL, the load current, the voltage which is obtained across the load. Okay. And I is equals to Q by R based upon that. So DC current is equals to DC voltage by load resistance. DC voltage by load resistance. And substitute this IDC in the equation VR. VR is equals to EDC by 2FC into RL. So this is the peak to peak ripple voltage. VR is the peak to peak ripple voltage. This is the VR value. So we have to find the ripple factor. So this is the ripple value, peak to peak ripple value. So we have to find the ripple factor. So that is the ripple factor is obtained as VRMS by EDC. VRMS by VDC. So VRMS is the previous value we have to find out now. So this is the VRMS is equals to VRMS is equals to see here VRMS is equals to VR by 2 root 3. VRMS is equals to VR by 2 root 3. Here VR is the EDC by 2F into C into RL. Substitute it here VRMS, you will get VRMS. So here VRMS is equals to VR by 2 root 3, whereas VR is equals to EDC by 2FC into 2FC into RL by 2 root 3 into 1 by EDC DC voltage. So EDC will cancel since VRMS is equals to VR by 2 root 3. Okay, so this is VR. VR is ripple factor, voltage we are already derived it. And ripple factor is equals to 1 by, simplifying this one, we will get 4 into root 3 into F into CRL for full wave rectifier. For half wave rectifier, what happens? For half wave rectifier, it is half of the that value, full wave rectifier. So For the half-wave rectifier, the capacitor input filter, the ripple factor is equals to by 2. If you do the by 2, it will become as 1 by 2 root 3 into F into C into RL. This is the full wave rectifier ripple factor. So they are asking this question as explain about the bridge rectifier with the capacitor input filter and derive the ripple factor value and derive the ripple factor of for this full wave rectifier. Like that, they are asking question. Just in the model paper, they are asked like this. Okay. The product CRL is the time constant of the filter circuit. So the time constant of the circuit is the RC. We can call generally RC is the time constant. CRL here the capacitor RL are the time constant. So from the expression of the ripple, it is ripple factor. It is clear that increase the value of the capacitor C, the ripple factor gets decreased. If you increase the capacitor value from this equation, if you increase the capacitor value, then ripple factor will be decreases. Similarly, thus the output must be made smoother, reducing the ripple content by selecting large value of capacitor. However, very large value of capacitor cannot be used because larger the value of capacitor, larger the initial charging surge current. This may be exceed the current rating of the diodes in the rectifier. Otherwise, diode series it must be higher current rating, which increase the cost. So these are the some of the if the increase the to get the smooth output voltage DC voltage, we have to increase the capacitor value. If you increase the capacitance value, it causes some problems here. The rating of the capacitor is increases, okay, and larger initial surge current will be generated charging purpose. So these are some problems occurs with the more value of the capacitor if you are using. Okay. So this is about the ripple factor. So this circuit gives the inductive filter. So in the place of after rectifier circuit, we will connect the inductor in series, and after that we connect the resistor RL. So for this, it is the inductive filter. Okay. So for this also, we will get the output waveform. Okay. So choke filter. It is a choke filter. It is also called as L section filter because the inductor and the capacitor connected in the shape of the inverted L. The output pulsate DC voltage from the rectifier circuit passes through the inductor or choke coil. The inductor has low DC resistance and extremely high AC reactance. Okay, so ripples get filtered through the choke coil. So in the previous we have seen that this is the inductor. If you connect the inductor directly, it blocks the AC. It allows the DC. So that's why most of the filtering will be happens here only. Okay, so most of the filtering will be happens in the inductor. So that's why you will get the pure DC only in the inductor circuit. Whereas for the capacitor which blocks the DC allows the AC. So whereas this inductive filter, in the starting only if we are connected output of the rectifier to the series of this inductor, it will be blocks the AC and allows the DC. So you will directly get the DC. If you connect the